Welcome to the first of a series of training sessions on the Illumio breach containment platform. Today we're going to be talking specifically about Illumio Insights, which was released early in 2025. You're looking at Illumio Insights on the screen right here, and just to put this in context, the data that you see and the way that it's displayed on the screen is all being retrieved from our SaaS platform. When we deploy Illumio, we can deploy it by ingesting cloud objects. We can also deploy it by receiving data from our agents that live on the endpoints, and that data is gathered in our SaaS platform, and we then use feeds as well as AI to overlay that and surface to the top the most important things that should be investigated within the organization. And we refer to this as finding the needles in the haystack. So as you can see here, there's a number of different areas which would be of immediate interest once we start to trawl through this data. You will see that we've got malicious IP address or IP addresses, and you can see that we can see the flows in and out to those IP addresses, as well as the amount of data in the way of bytes that is going to and from these malicious IP addresses. There's a number of areas here, and if I scroll down, we can see things like risky services or risky traffic services. We can see the top destination roles, we can see countries, and we can see really interesting things like DORA compliance, large language models. A good example here would be a graduate that's working in a law firm that took a client's project and uploaded sensitive information to somewhere like DeepSeek or ChatGPT, quite innocently looking for some help to analyze a document, and without realizing it has put very private information into the public domain. So you can see there's some really interesting insights here. The idea of today is to drill into one of these to show you just how we can drill right down into that information and understand the impact of what we're looking at, and then take action to prevent any further disruption. So we'll do this by looking at this address here. This is an information going outbound to what we know is a malicious IP address. And you can see here, this is ending 162.154. What we'll do is we will go to this malicious IP threats over to the left here. We'll click up here on outbound because it's information going out of our organization. And we will see the address here, 162.154, or ending in that. We'll select this address. We'll scroll down, and you can see now that we're filtering on this destination IP address ending 162.154. All the information and all the flows we're looking at here, the individual flows, you can see going out, and you can see the bytes, all of the data that's going out in this column here in sent bytes. The one thing we notice here is it all seems to be coming from this same source. This source machine with a source IP address. You can see here that this virtual machine is sat in Azure. And really what we want to understand now is the nature of what we're looking at. It certainly looks to me like this specific host is harvesting information and sending it out of the organization. And that is typically what happens before a company gets hit with ransomware, and then a demand for a ransom comes in. And if the enterprise or company should fail to pay that ransom, then this data will be leaked into the public domain. So what we really want to know and understand is what's the actual reach of this machine. Let's click that and find out. And when we click this specific virtual machine here, what's going to happen is we're going to use a security graph to build a resource traffic map. And you can see here immediately the reach to which this machine has within the organization. Now this is showing us all of the different flows and where that machine can reach out to, and of what part of any application it is within the organization. We can drill into any specific flows here by clicking them. So if we look at this, we'll look at the suspect machine here and what communication it has with this critical device in our organization here. We'll select that, we'll click the actual green arrow there, and here are all the flows and all the information about those flows between these two instances. We can equally just double click the machine itself. We get all of the information about that specific virtual machine, everything that it's connected to, and then more importantly, all of the traffic flows, everything that that machine is talking to within our organization. Now, obviously, this will allow us to make a decision based on the analysis of that data of what we would like to do or the action we would like to take against this, this compromised host. You will notice here that you can see the assets across which we're looking are based in Azure, they're based in Google Cloud, they're based in AWS. And the beauty of this platform is that it works across all of these environments. So we can see traffic as it flows across all of your heterogeneous network without worrying about anything on the underlying infrastructure itself. So what can we do to prevent any further disruption from this host? If you look here just above, you can see that we have what's called dynamic quarantine. And if I now click this, I'm able to take action. And if I hit quarantine here, I am going to take this device off of the network. And this will still allow critical service like DNS and connectivity. PCE is our policy compute engine or management platform. It will allow us to connect to that device to investigate and remediate that device, or indeed take it off the network completely. So this gives you an overview of our breach containment platform. You're able to bring to the surface the needles in the haystack, or the things that you should care about based on all of the data that you have within the SaaS platform. You're then able to analyze and see exactly what the flows of information look like from any kind of incident, and then take action by actually quarantining the said device or workload. So there we are. That is Illumio Insights.